Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Flim Reviews. So today, you can see I'm currently in my kitchen right here, and this is probably going to be the new view that you will be seeing from now on. But today I'm here to share with you a very exciting video about the newly launched Huawei Nova 8i. So this is a brand new device that's being launched by Huawei. I don't actually have the prices right now, but you will be able to see it down in the description box. Based on what I understand, this device is going to come in at about close to RM 1,200, or if you're in other regions, that will be approximately $280 US. So this is not exactly a budget device right here. In fact, it's very close to hitting the mid-range kind of pricing right there. So in terms of that, we're going to find out whether this device here is worth your money, whether it's a device that you should actually consider or buy, or maybe just forget about it. So in this video we check out things that I like, things that I don't really like, and the final outcome on this Huawei Nova 8i. I've been using the Huawei Nova 8i here for almost close to 2 weeks now, and this has been my experience with the Huawei Nova 8i. Before I start off, I just want to show you guys what came in the box. So naturally, my device right here, it is a pre-production unit, I would say, a review unit. And in the box, it did come with the fairly standard kind of stuff. You do have the transparent casing. Apart from that, you also get a charger. You will get a 66-watt charger, fairly decent one. You also get a Type-C cable, and in here, you actually also notice that we have a pair of earbuds here, because it still has the headphone jack. So that's what you get in the box. Very quick one. Again, the main focus here is mainly on the device, so I'm just going to put the box here for now, and let's check out the device. So how has my experience been like with the Huawei Nova 8i? First up, I want to talk a little bit about the design and how it feels in hand and all that. So in terms of the design, as you can see here, my device here is the black unit. And in terms of the way it looks, I would definitely say that it is more unique compared to all the generic kind of smartphones we're seeing these days. We have these 4 sensors in the middle right here. It is a pretty glossy back at the back here, and I'm not sure what material it is, but it feels a bit like plastic because it gives way a little bit when you push it as well. So you do have these curves at the side of the edges here on the back, so it makes it very comfortable to hold in hand. And as you can see here, it fits in my hand very perfectly fine, so no issues about that. On the side, you do get your fingerprint scanner on the right. Apart from that, you also have your volume rocker. Moving down to the bottom right here, you have your Type-C port, a single firing speaker right here that does get pretty loud, I would say. And at the top here, you do get your headphone jack. So that's pretty nice there as well. On the left, it's completely clean and nothing to show about there. But the main thing that I like about this phone here actually is the front of it, because dead center right here, you have a very nice 6.67-inch IPS display. Now, although I mentioned IPS display, the quality of this IPS display is actually very good here. It looks very similar to an AMOLED display because of the very saturated kind of colors that you can get. Apart from that, the contrast levels are also pretty good here that I can see on this device itself. So it's a very nice display. Apart from that, take note about this, guys. If you can see right here, we have very, very slim bezels on the sides as well as on the top. We do have a little bit of chin at the bottom right here, but just look at this design, guys. It is very nice here, and this is one of the slimmest bezels I've seen on the sides as well as on the top. So I absolutely love this display right here in terms of the LCD display technology. So one thing you need to note here is that this device here is only running on 60 Hz refresh rate, so you do not have any form of high refresh rate right there. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity with the Huawei Nova 8i, simply because it's such a great and nice looking display, but you do not get to enjoy those high refresh rates. So that's one thing that I found missing here on the Huawei Nova 8i. Right, moving on towards the top here, you do notice that you have your selfie camera on the top left corner of the display right here, and it looks like it has 2 sensors, but in actual fact there is only 1 sensor at the top. The right one here is actually the proximity sensor that adjusts your screen brightness based on your environment. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about here is the power that is powering this device right here, the processing power. So powering this device right here, we do have a Snapdragon 662 coupled with 8GB of RAM, and my version here comes with 128GB of internal memory. Now, hear this out, guys. This is a Snapdragon 662. I would say that it is slightly underpowered in this category, especially since we have so many powerful smartphones today. So here's a quick look at the Antutu benchmark scores that I did for this device right here. We do have a score of 194,000 right here. It only defeated about 2% of users. So that's just the benchmark scores. In terms of day-to-day use, I did realize that it obviously wasn't the quickest here. It's not the smoothest as well. Sometimes when you launch apps up, for instance, like Facebook and all that, It actually does feel pretty quick, but if you're starting on a cold start, and what I mean by that is that if you close everything right here and then you start to launch the apps, it may take like a little while to actually launch the app up, like you can see right here on my Instagram right now. So that's the kind of speeds that you can expect from the Huawei Nova 8i. It's definitely not a powerful machine. Obviously, one more main thing that you need to take note of here is that this device here is running on Android 10. So again, it's not the latest version of Android. The second thing you need to know here is that there is no Harmony OS on this device here, so don't expect to get that at the moment. And yeah, just like all Huawei devices here, you do not have the support of GMS or Google Mobile Services. So everything that you want to install right here, all your familiar apps like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook and all that, you actually have to do it in the Petal Search app, which actually introduce you to a lot of like third-party kind of applications. So again, I'm not sure how secure this method is really, but it does help because I'm able to download a couple of my favorite applications here. So that's just the kind of experience that you can expect, especially if you're not an existing Huawei user. Obviously, if you're already an existing Huawei user, you would be pretty familiar with getting your apps from other app stores and all that. All right, now moving on to my next point right here, I want to talk a little bit about the cameras that we have at the back. We do have a quad camera setup here. We have a 64 megapixel main, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth, as well as a 2 megapixel macro. Yep, so in terms of the sensors itself, how do they work? Well, I did take quite a few photos over the past 2 weeks right here, and my general conclusion from these photos are that they do look a little bit darker than the original environment is. So when I take photos even during the day, as well as some shaded areas like under the trees and all that, I did notice that the photos turned out quite dark. The HDR mode wasn't really helping to brighten up the image as well. The shadows definitely need some improvement there, so you might have to spend a little bit of time editing these photos. But of course, these are the kind of samples that you can expect to get from the Huawei Nova 8i. And to sum up my experience with it, I definitely hope that it would get better in a software update or something like that, because 64 megapixels here, definitely hope to get at least some sort of decent kind of performance from the cameras right here. All right, so that's just in terms of the camera itself. Next thing I want to talk about here is actually the battery that's in the back of this device right here. So we do have a 4300 milliamp hour battery, but the main feature of this device right here is its 66 watt fast charge. So pretty impressive numbers for this device. We do have 0 to 100% in just 38 minutes. So that's very quick, guys. Very impressive from the Huawei Nova 8i. And obviously with this kind of battery here, you can definitely expect to last a full day on one single charge. So that's for the Huawei Nova 8i right here. All right, I think that's pretty much what I would really want to cover about the Huawei Nova 8i and my personal experience. Again, there are a couple of things that I like, especially the design. I love the display once again for the way it looks because of that slim bezels, but I'm definitely feeling that it's a bit lacking in terms of processing power. Of course, the resolution of the cameras is one thing, but I would definitely hope more performance from the cameras. Apart from that, I would say that the whole experience with HMS right here, without the Google Mobile Services here, is something that you need to take note of as well. Alright guys, so before I go, I just want to cover another product very quickly, and that is the recently launched Huawei Freebuds 4. Now this device here is retailing in Malaysia for RM599. And what's really interesting about it is that it comes with this open kind of design. That means there is no rubber tips, but it supports active noise cancellation. So very interesting stuff there. If I just flip the box to the back, we can go through a couple of quick features. We do have an ANC, we have a wide range speakers, tap to actually control your earbuds. You also have very high quality HD recording, dual device connection, and very importantly, 20 hours of music playback with the case. Alright, so that's just the box itself. The earbuds are right here, and the build quality wise, I do find it pretty good. So we have this really nice matte texture all over the casing right here, and this round shape fits really nicely in my hand. Another thing to mention here is that the flap here is actually very solid. You can see it flips back really nicely, and yeah, very springy, and I love that as well. Alright, so we do have a tiny LED light over here to show the amount of battery you have remaining, and at the bottom here, it charges up via Type-C. So very simple stuff right there. Moving on, let's talk very quickly about the audio quality. So these are the earbuds itself. It is very shiny, as you can see here. In terms of comfort levels, I expect it to be very similar to your basic kind of earphones that fits in your ears, as you can see from the design right here. Nothing too out of the ordinary right there. I would definitely prefer the rubber tips because it fits firmly into your ears, but this is not really suitable in my case for running. Alright, so audio quality wise, it does sound pretty good. audio was good. We have good music feedback coming from these earbuds here, but I do need to point out one thing. So as a gamer, I was using these earbuds here to play my games, but I noticed there was about like a half-second delay in terms of my action to the audio that I'm getting. So that's not really good in terms of my gaming experience, but if you do not do a lot of gaming, this shouldn't really affect you. Another thing I want to point out here that is very good here is the mic quality on this device itself. So I noticed that when I make calls, I attend quite a fair bit of calls every day, especially since we are working from home, and the mic quality from these guys are actually very solid. Everyone could hear me very clearly on this pair of wireless earbuds. So very good thing about that there. Last but not least, I want to talk very quickly about the ANC. Naturally, because it is, in this form factor, it doesn't come with any rubber tips. So it is not able to isolate out the noise very efficiently. And what I mean by that is I did turn on the ANC. It does work to a certain extent, but I could still hear noises coming from just right beside me. So definitely, if you're looking for something to isolate out your environmental noise, this might not actually be strong enough. But overall, I would say that good audio quality, very fast connection, and very, very good mic audio quality from the Freebuds 4 right here. So for RM599, let me know whether this is worth it or is it something that you are considering, and that's what I can share about the Huawei Freebuds 4. Alright guys, this is it for my video right here. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the Huawei Nova 8i. Will you be considering one? And if you will, let me know if you'll be choosing which color. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!